Okay, my beautiful friends, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Thursday, November 16th, 2023. This is my pre-market report. People, here we go again. History is being made today, and no one's really even talking about it. Let's outline this a little bit. What do we know was happening and is happening now? We just went from the most vicious bear market in debt ever in history. Now, by some miracle, this has turned into a raging bull market. What do I mean? Debt is being bought as if there is no tomorrow. The U.S. 10-year yield is now below 4.5, 4.49 the last time I looked at it. And you know how this phenomenon works. Look, this is no accident. This is deliberate. This is central banks. This is the Federal Reserve buying it all. You know how the mechanism works, right? You see, when debt is bought, yields drop, and there is a massive amount of debt buying going on. Who's buying it? I'm going to give you one guess as to who's buying it. And this, look at what this has done. We have witnessed the stock market literally take off since the last freaking freak show Fed meeting here. Oh yes, we're going to pause here because we're fighting inflation. We're fighting it. Look, you know this story here. It's a joke. This whole scheme that has been sold to the public about how central banks are raising rates because they want to fight inflation. This has been a tale of the highest order. It had never had anything to do with fighting inflation. It's about cutting off the availability of credit to small businesses, which are dropping like flies. Another phenomenon that's getting almost, in fact, I would say zero coverage from the mainstream media. Small businesses, which used to be the backbone of, well, the world here, is now being replaced with the corporate agenda. The corporate agenda is to erase any kind of competition. So that's exactly what's going on here. You have to wonder, I would have to wonder how anyone can succeed today. It's such a sad thing in this environment with a small business here. Try to get a small business loan today. It's like non-existent, can't happen. They're making it very, very difficult. And existing businesses that operate on credit for the most part, they can't get that credit, or unfortunately have to take on debt. But that's how all companies work like that. And this was the big issue with the last meltdown of '08, because the big institutions, the credit was drying up. Interbusiness lending stopped, and we were facing a credit freeze moment, for which we're going to get there again. And I mean, look, nothing has been fixed here. The mechanism of war, the mechanism pulling cash into the now, and whatever else they're going to throw at us, all it's doing, and we've covered this before, is a Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid on the liquidity problem, and all they're doing is exacerbating the underlying issue. And you and I are going to pay for it all, as we always do. Anyway, going back to this market real quick. All right, so we've watched the phenomenon here, this incredible bull market now with regard to the debt market, keeping rates suppressed, has pushed a lot of cash into the stock market, although not Walmart. Walmart is cratering this morning because they're coming out with poor forward guidance, admitting that the consumer is done. And it's something that I think you and I have discussed many, many times here. The consumer is maxed out. They can't take on any more debt. Debt defaults are already skyrocketing. We've never seen anything like this. Debt defaults today, across the board, we're talking about personal loans, unsecured debt, whatever it might be, even secured debt, homes, this stuff here people are defaulting on, worse now than we've ever seen. But you're not supposed to know that either. You see, you're supposed to be distracted, and when you have a freak like Janet Yellen come out telling you that the system is liquid, like I said yesterday, the only thing that's liquid is what's dripping into her depends. I know that's really disgusting, but it's the truth here. She's a creature. I can't stand her. I can't stand any of these freaks here that lie to us and get away with it. There's no accountability at all. Even with our stinking, rotten politicians here that are kicking the can down the road again for some kind of a temporary measure to fund the government. We can fund war in any amount, but we can't fund our own government. We can't protect our own people. Imagine that. Imagine that kind of a situation. Well, it's real, so there's no need to imagine it. Anyway, so with that, this market, let me just say this, and I hate what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's due. The market is due to at least give some back. This market has done nothing but go pretty much straight up over the past two weeks. We had one down day when the thing, puke, Jay Powell came out saying, oh, monetary policy may not be restrictive enough, and the market hated hearing that. But then not only did the market rebound the next day, but rebounded and then some when it realized, hey, this is just nonsense. The market knows, I know, and you know that the Fed is going to pump this market into oblivion for multiple reasons. The number one reason, I think, in my view, is to maintain the illusion of the market. The illusion of the market is very powerful. Secondarily, possibly, would be the fact that the CEOs of these corporations all count on their multi-million-dollar year-end bonuses. So the Fed's going to prop up the markets to make sure that they all get their big, fat, multi-million-dollar bonuses here. This is the game. This is how it's played. You understand that? I think you do. At least I hope you do. Anyway, looking back at the market this morning, you got stock futures that are slightly in the red this morning. Nothing major. But again, like I just said, the market is due. The market's really not due for anything ever. But when you've had a run-up like this, you would imagine you would see some kind of profit taking. And all that does, it would establish, all that will do, is establish a new floor where the market will go higher. As I have covered repeatedly for I don't know how long, I believe that the Federal Reserve here, central banks, are going to be very successful in keeping rates suppressed. They're buying it all. They are now the buyer of last resort and lender of last resort. So they run it all. Central banks run the economy. They run the financial system. They run the financial markets. They control the world. They are the government. Okay. Forget about this freak show act that they have going on here, this theater, making us believe that we have some kind of representation anywhere in the world. You have none. Okay, it's the remnants of a dead system that no longer exists. What we have today is a slave system, a system that is absolutely determined to enslave as many people as they possibly can get, to make people more dependent on their system, to create dependency. We've covered this I don't know how freaking long. And they're effectively destroying their current system as well to issue in their new one of maximum control. And I mean maximum control. Wait till you see where this is going to go, people. And unfortunately, I can't think of a way out of it, all right? These wheels have been in motion now for over a century with the inception of central banking. And there's no solution here other than trying to take care of each other, realizing what's going on here, betting against the current debt-based system, which is going to implode by design at a time of their own choosing. Period. You all know this. I'm preaching to the choir on this. Anyway, speaking about that, gold and silver right now are catching a bid. Cryptocurrencies under a little pressure after the pretty significant rebound after the previous day's sell-off here. Crude oil under some pressure right now. I still feel we're bottoming out here. Bottoming out process is a painful one. When any asset is bottoming out, it's you get these moments where they start getting bid up, then they give it back, and bid up and give it back. That's a bottoming effect. And we've seen this before countless times, but that's what it looks like to me here. And again, they're not going to allow it. Crude oil being the lifeblood of the system. This war is not going to end. The wars are not going to end anytime soon. They're going to go on. And I think they're going to expand much further. And of course, and this is all just coincidence that is happening right now. In the middle of a full-blown liquidity crisis, that's what we have. And that's where we're seeing war. The war itself is, again, it's a false flag across the board to pull cash into the now. And the next terrorist attack, that's also going to be a false flag. And I still believe very strongly that they want to pull Iran in. And that is going to be quite quite a moment here for crude oil. I believe it's going to happen here. I really, really do. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I want you to think about it as well. Look at the current situation. Make up your own mind. Anyway, that's where we stand here with the market today. This 10-year yield, the debt market is, frankly, an incredible thing to witness right now. We know who's doing all the buying. It can only be one entity buying it all right now. They're buying it all, and they're creating an environment, a risk-on environment. And I believe, as I've been saying now for a while, this market's going to rally here through the end of the year. Then we're going to have to readdress this whole situation come January. We'll see what happens. But if they can keep, again, they've been really crafty here, these central banks, Federal Reserve, none more so. If they can keep risk at bay, and I'm working on the MMRI. It's going to be up probably today at one point. I do apologize for that. I had a problem with it, but the gentleman who set that up for me we're working on it right now. It'll be up soon. For all I know, it's up right now. I'm not sure, but it's going to be up pretty soon. Anyway, if they can keep risk at bay, where do you think the market's going? Lower? No. It's going much, much higher. Much, much higher. And they're not done propping it up and keeping the illusion real. I think that they're going to do this, or at least attempt to do so, through the selection of the next president who they've already chosen. The rest of it is theater. Understand that. It's not real. It might as well just be a sitcom. They already know who the next president's going to be. He or she has already been chosen. And I hope you get it. I really do. All right, anyway, people, look, that's pretty much it. I'm going to end this video now. Hope we got something out of it. Love all of you. I mean that from the heart. I will see all of you later, 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time, for my live stream. It's going to be lovely because we're going to be together. And I love the live streams. I really do. All right. I will see you later. Take care.